Today I reveal my 14 pages. Hey guys, so as you may well know, recently was Suicide Awareness Day, and so this video is a lot later than I would have hoped because I was hoping to get up on that day. I've just not managed to get it filmed until now. And what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to be looking through this. This is my old diary. I don't really keep diaries now, but when I was about 14, 15, I used to keep diaries to basically let out some of my extreme emotions, as I would put it. And I thought for suicide awareness, I would like to read out some of the passages. I'm not slapping people, like I said in my last one. Barney, my Canadian, is being a douchebag. But anyway, what I'm going to be doing today, I will be reading out some passages from this diary. I'm not reading out all of it because the main reason I want to do this video for suicide awareness is to help people understand that even 14-year-olds can go through this. Some teenagers that show signs of, pulling away or being distant, that kind of thing, it's not always just a teenager thing. Some teenagers do experience depression, suicidal episodes, and that is basically what I want to show you guys today. I myself have not really read through this for a long time. I did kind of skim through it for preparation for this video, but I've not really been through it, so this will be kind of an eye-opening into my 14-year-old life for me as well. So let's start with page 1.
Warning, this video has extremely explicit language and also may be unsuitable for those who are impressionable or who suffer from depressive thoughts.
3rd of January 2008. Okay, so it's finally 2008. Hopefully this year will be better than the last, though it hasn't started very good because I'm ill. I think it's the flu, sad face. My New Year's resolution so far is to stop self-harming and to think more better of myself, and to treat my friends better. I'll write in this book when I get extreme emotions, or basically if I'm incredibly depressed. Much love, Holly. So yeah, it didn't start out on a great note. I think if I remember correctly, someone had recommended to me to have a diary of when I experienced these emotions and that kind of thing, and that I think is when I started this, because it had problems beforehand when I was younger, but I'd never really put them out. I'd never let them out is a better way of putting it. So let's move on. 15th of January 2008. I've been feeling better, I must admit, and I haven't self-harmed for a while, but I've been oh so tempted by suicide. I know this is a serious subject, but the way I've written these, some of them are so dramatic, so I'm just going to read them that way, okay? We can keep it light, maybe a deep conversation, but we can keep it light, okay? I'm lost now. Oh. I keep feeling really low and depressed, and I don't know why. It scares me kinda. I don't know what's wrong with me. Even when I feel happy, afterwards I'll feel totally depressed. It's oh so confusing. I feel that I can't even talk to anyone about it. I feel so alone. Even the smallest things will make me incredibly angry or depressed, which is why I'm quite ashamed of it. I just can't control my emotions. It's really getting me down. I'm going to write down a poem I wrote tonight on the following pages. It's how I'm feeling. Much love, Holly. Okay, so I'm not going to read out my poems just because they are really personal to me, even though I wrote them a long time ago. My poems are almost like my lyrics, and as far as I know, I have used some of my poems as lyrics a while ago, so that's generally why I'm not going to read those out. But they're called Depression and The Well, so you can kind of get the gist. Moving on. 16th of January 2008. This is horrible. I'm just so upset I can't even cry. There's a throbbing ache in my chest. Suicide feels oh so tempting right now. I need to cry, but somehow I can't. It feels like torture. I can't keep going on like this. My heart really does ache. I wish it didn't hurt like this. I can't always read my own writing. In case you're wondering why I'm thinking. There are a couple of sentences I do skim because they either mention people and I don't want to do that for privacy reasons, but also I can't really read my own writing. I didn't have great I tried doing the cool handwriting, like doing my wise, funny and that kind of thing. Like that, for example. Is that backwards on the camera or not? I'm not sure, but that there, for example. It's like a weird kind of Y, and just my writing's not great. Anyway, 24th of January 2008. Crying face. I feel so hopeless at the moment. I just want to sit and cry and end my life. I don't even know why I feel like this. It's like I'm trapped in a well and there's no way out. It feels like there's no point in me being here. I just want to not exist. I feel hopeless. Crying face. Plus I'd done what I promised not to. Much love, Holly. I'm gonna guess that was self-harming because back then I did used to do it a lot. I still have the scars, which they don't really bug me anymore because I just see them as something I lived through. They kind of remind me what I've gone through and why I should be grateful for what I have now. Even though I can still experience these times, the scars kind of remind me that it's going to be okay. Ironically, they're one of my favourite things about me because they help me see what I've gone through, what I've survived through, and I kind of know that I can keep going. So yeah. 29th of January 2008. I'm oh so fucking angry. I sliced my arm up and have smashed up my room. I feel suicidal. I want to die. I'm so fucking pissed off, it's unbelievable. At the moment, I'm actually calm compared to earlier. I still want to die though. I can't even put into words how angry I am. I just want to fucking die. Holly. Bad night that night. It's actually quite hard and strange to read through these. Like I say, I've only skimmed them really. I've not read through them. I figured it was best for me to not know exactly what I'm getting into doing this, because then I might get a bit too anxious to do this, or yeah, I figured it would be better to just kind of delve into it. Next. 5th of February 2008. I'm fucking losing it here. I'm so fucking pissed off for numerous reasons. It doesn't help that I'm shit scared too. Got taken to the doctors today and they think something's wrong with me. Had a blood test and I'm going back on Friday to get the results. Holly. That sounds like it was around the time I was diagnosed with AS, actually. Because it took them a few months to diagnose me. I'm not sure if it would have been that or not. So the next one's quite a while after that. Sorry, I had to count which month that was. January, 14th of April 2008. I haven't written in an entry for a couple of months. I don't know why. But so far the stuff that's happened has been good and bad. I tried to commit suicide in February. I took an overdose. Since then, I hadn't cut myself until tonight. Took it too far. I've been feeling more and more down by the day, and I feel that if the Cornhill meetings can't help how I feel, then I may try something drastic again, for I constantly think of suicide. The good news, however, is that someone asked me out. He makes me happier than anything. And to be perfectly honest, he is my everything. See, I had girly happy moments too. Oh, young Holly, if only you'd just know that people turn out to be douchebags and you will eventually meet someone who is awesome. Anyway, oh, a bit dramatic. If I were to lose him, I'd most definitely think about jumping off a bridge. He wasn't worth it, 14-year-old Holly. He was not worth it. Signed Morphine. I remember that nickname. I loved that nickname. My old YouTube channel, don't look it up. I know you probably will. My old Morphine, I think it's either called X Morphine X because it was changed, but it was Miss fucking Morphine, which I'm pretty sure it got changed to X Morphine X because yeah, not entirely allowed on YouTube as far as I know to put swear words in your username. Bad videos. If I had the password, I would delete them. Anyway, 20th of July 2008. Feeling really is not spelled like that. I'm sorry, I'm a bit of a grammar Nazi. I've spelt it R-E-E-L-I. That is not how you spell. Feeling really down tonight. Someone's been staying here for the past week, which is great. But today I've been feeling really stressed and insecure for some reason. I've cut myself goodness knows how many times today. I also burst into floods of tears in front of someone at one point, but I couldn't tell them what was wrong. I hate this. Holly Von Churl, my other nickname that I went by for a while. 5th of August 2008. I tried to commit suicide tonight. ... I hate myself. I want to die, I really do. Little disaster piece. That was with my Slipknot obsession. I used to always call myself Little Miss Disaster Piece or fucking Disaster Piece, that kind of thing. 10th of August 2008. I've had quite a bad day today. Someone's hurt herself and I've contradicted myself by telling her she shouldn't have to hide her feelings. Miss Von Churl. And yes, I missed out quite a bit of that bit because it meant when a passage mentions a lot about people in particular, it's just a bit too private. I don't really want to reveal that, so I'm just going to kind of pick parts. For all I can know, I could edit these bits out. I don't know, but we'll see. Miss Von Churl again. Miss Vampiric Von Churl. Oh my god. This bit I did read through when I was, sorry, I'm getting sore, when I was like kind of preparing a little bit for this video, and me and Lee were absolutely peeing ourselves at this part. I won't go through all of it, but this is 11th of August 2008. You know, I just realised that there isn't really an intro about me. So, and then I've got name, nicknames, age, blah 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 blah. Then it gets to sexual orientation. Now I'm pansexual myself, which I have done a video. There's a link for it right here if you want to go see that. I've put bisexual, but mostly lesbian. What does that even mean? 14-year-old Holly, you were confused. Just because you like more girls than boys, which is what I'm guessing this means, doesn't make you bisexual but mostly lesbian. It just makes you bisexual. Or pansexual, as I find out that I am. But oh, I was in fits of laughter when I saw that. Like, oh my god. Yeah, I was 14 when I wrote this. So. Oh my god. Ugh. 21st of September 2008. Last night and today I've been really thinking about suicide. ... I just feel totally messed up and like there's no point in me being here. Sigh. Signed Dead Girl 2B in brackets. 12th of October 2008. It's 7:17 PM and I'm waiting for the pills to work. I've taken 3 packets of pills. They'll work soon, hopefully. ... No signature. Okay, so the next entry is not until the year after. 2nd of March 2009. Well, it's a year since I've written in here, so it's time for an update. I'm 15 now. I've been going out with someone for 6 months. Relating to most past subjects, I've twice committed suicide, once landed me in hospital. I've been treated for anorexia, anemia and bulimia. I'm currently on medication for bowel problems and have laryngopharyngeal reflux disease, which I am also on medication for. Noodle. Noodle! I think it was it my mum that started calling me Noodle? Basically for ages, I had, like it says there, I had a bit of an eating problem. And, sorry, I'm getting sore again. And I used to pretty much live off noodles. I would always eat packets of noodles. And that would pretty much all I'd eat. And so I started getting called Noodle by everyone. And pretty sure it was my mum that started that. I can't remember. Mum, if you're watching this and you remember, you let me know. Oh my goodness. So I didn't write in this for quite a while after that as well. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. I'm so bad with remembering which month is which number. 4th of August 2009. Wow. ... It's been a while. Paid straight. I'm head over heels. I'm getting gigs. I'm in a band. All in all, life's pretty great at the moment. Finally, we're on it up. Tonight I slipped up and self-harmed, but I deserved it. Oh God. ... Exam results tomorrow. Help! Lol. Oh, I wrote lol. You don't write lol when you're actually writing things. As long as I've passed music, I'll be happy. 5th year now. Jeez. I'm 16 in 3 months. 1 week and 5 days. Wow, lol. Anyways, sleepy times. Love, Holly. And the cutest smiley face that I forgot. I used to draw this all the time. I can't see the... Where is it? There it is. That. I used to draw that all the time. It's so cute. Moving on. Oh, okay. That's it. That was the last time I wrote in there. There wasn't that many pages left. So, I'm guessing that was not 14 pages. I didn't plan out an exact 14 pages. Because I feel that there's quite a lot in there that should be left in. Sorry, sitting like this is taking ages to film, so sitting like this is really hurting my back. So the main reason I've done this is because I wanted people to see that even young people can go through this, even 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds. And I was younger, but as I said in the year before, it had been tough too. I was 13. I think I was 13 when I first went to Cornhill, so 12, 13, maybe even before that is when all the crap started in my head. And I don't think a lot of people realise that that can happen when you're that young. And I went undiagnosed for years. And only now, this year, am I getting help. Now that was a long time ago, and I'm only just getting the help I need. I'm finally seeing a really good psychiatrist. I've got Penumbra helping me too. It's a mental health charity. They're absolutely amazing. I will be doing a video on them and some fundraising. Shh. And if you're with Penumbra, shh. I think that young people's mental health is something that should be looked into a lot more, because for all I know, if I'd been given the help I needed at that age, even though I was quite reluctant to talk about it, I think if I'd been given the support, then, and I mean from professionals, those who were my friends did support me. I did receive support, but at the same time, I think if the professionals helping me had been as supportive as my friends, then it would have gone a lot better. I wouldn't have ended up in hospital. I ended up in hospital more than that. As far as I remember, it's 5 times that I've been in hospital for a suicide attempt. And it's been, thankfully, for quite a few years now. But I was not given the help I needed when I went to Cornhill. I'm happy enough to say that there is an institution in Aberdeen called Cornhill. They refused to help me, basically. They put me in CBT, that's cognitive behavioural therapy, for a few years. It didn't help. I told them it didn't feel like it was helping at all. And the last thing I remember from there was I went in for my usual therapy session, and they said, oh, today we need to talk about this. And I says, well, actually, today I'd rather not talk about that. I'd rather talk about this. Something they'd asked me previously to think about. and they turned around and says, oh no, you can't talk about this. We have to talk about this today. So I said, look, I really don't want to talk about that today, but I really need to talk about this. And that was it. They said, well, if you will not cooperate, we cannot move further. And it was at that point I was like, you know what, fuck you. I am not sitting here being told I have to talk about this when there's other problems that are in my foremind that I really need to talk about. And so as soon as I turned 16, I basically did tell them to fuck off. I left. I didn't go back. When I was 18, I did try and go back, or was I 19? I tried to go back to get some help. Because I'd grown up a little bit, I realised that maybe it was just that one psychiatrist. I went back and they told me that you just need to get a counsellor. We can't really help you. Therefore, goodbye. Basically, they said your case was closed when you were 16, you are no longer under our care, therefore we will no longer help you, basically is what they told me. So I went another few years without help, and then we moved to Angus, which is where we are now. We moved in April of this year, and I'm now receiving so much help for my mental health and for my physical health too. And it's been so great. I mean, I can't believe how much help. If I'd been shown the kind of love and support that I'm getting here, if I'd been shown that years ago, I bet you anything I wouldn't have gone through the amount of shit I did to get here. I would have had so much better a life in my own head if I'd been shown the kind of love and support I'm shown now. So I guess I don't really know where I'm going with this. Just, if you know someone who's struggling, or if you know a teenager who's being distant or who seems to be causing trouble, please look beyond that. I'm not saying that every one of them goes through it. Hormones, of course, are going to cause being distant and being secret and that kind of thing, but just make sure it's just the hormones, because you never know when it's something a lot deeper. And teenagers especially will be very reluctant to talk about it. I was. And I think part of that reason is because when I did try and talk about it, I was shot down. So if you know anyone who might be acting like that, and I don't just mean teenagers, but this is basically me reading all these things to you is to show you that 14-year-olds can experience this. It's not just adults. There is young people depression as well, and even kids. There are kids that get this too. Unfortunately, I don't have any diaries prior to that. As far as I remember, I burned them, so but just remember, guys, if you are going through this, or you think there is even a tiny possibility someone's going through it, seek help. And I'm not meaning immediately be like, oh, I'll get a counsellor. I mean, start small if you need to, you know, start by speaking to someone you can really trust. And if you don't have someone like that, there are plenty of, for example, there's breathing space. I will post a link, I will post a list of numbers in the description for places you can phone, which is completely anonymous, and you can talk to them about how you're feeling. And it's literally just to get things off your chest. Like if you feel suicidal, or you feel that you can't cope, these are people that are completely anonymous who will just talk to you. They're literally just there to be an anonymous friend, and they can really help. I took it for granted and just thought, no, they're not going to help me, but they are very helpful. And when you feel ready, talk to your doctor and get a referral. Go see the mental health team, because I may have had a very bad experience with mine, but I now know that that was just them. There are other places you can go to. Here in Angus, I am so supported, it's unreal. And if you don't feel supported by your normal community your local community mental health team, go to a charity like Penumbra. My support workers, my recovery practitioners, they volunteer. They don't even get paid to do this, and yet they show me all this love and support just because that's what they do, you know? They do this out of the kindness of their hearts. So I would say go with a charity, because there is nothing more amazing what these people do, that they don't even do it for a job. They just do it because they're kind, because they're caring, because they have so much love. And It's so important to show that to people who experience suicidal thoughts and that kind of thing, and who feel like they deserve the shit that comes to them, the people that feel like they don't have anyone. It's so important to have that support for them. I think I'm rambling now. I'm kind of running out of things to say, and I'm a little overwhelmed from reading my old diary, but yeah, if you or someone you know needs help, seriously, you will find it. I never thought I would, but I did. Thank you so much for sitting through this video with me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's helped in some way for you, for someone you can share it with, for anyone who might come across this video. I'm here for you, and there is someone out there who will be there for you, and there are charities and teams and that kind of thing that can help you. I promise you that. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hit that like button if you did, hit subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you in the next video.